Hey everyone, welcome back to Gargoyle Part 3. I didn't say Conjurer because we left all remnants of conjurations a long time ago back in the dungeon. So we just got our second rune in 2 episodes, which is a record for me, albeit longer episodes, but all the same. I'm going to head into vaults now. I could also go do Elf, because I have 136 HP and I have a lot of MR. And I can get more if I want, because I have a cloak of magic resistance as well. But I feel like Elf is a little bit more dangerous. There are enemies, for instance, that have damnation, which is pretty much like the Achilles heel for a gargoyle, because damnation ignores AC. And it's the high priests that have that, as well as the elf sorcerers, I think, also have it. Anyway, so Elf is a bit more dangerous than Vaults will be, probably. We've been marked, which I feel like was probably a relatively low chance considering our MR, but it happened. But we're pretty fine. Let's XV him. It's a 10% chance, which I guess is not tiny. It's not insignificant, so I could wear protection from magic, but I actually don't care that much if I get marked, because we're so strong that we can just fight. As long as I'm in a good position, we can just fight most of the floor. Famous last words. I don't care about mark. Watch, I'm gonna get marked and die. Anyway, let's hope that's not the case. And again, I'll just repeat it, like the other two. I'm playing a little bit faster, and by a little bit I mean a lot faster than I have previously been. Oh boy, because I want to get the standard 3-rune stuff out of the way so we can focus on doing the extended part of the game, which is most of the point of this one is to show you a 15-rune game. In which case you don't need to watch. It's better if you don't have to sit through a bunch of episodes to get to extended. So we got 2 potions of experience. That's pretty insane. Alright, we feel more experience. What have we got? You know what? I think I might put these both into crossbows. And that is because I have gloves of archery, and I already have a great mace of Holy Wrath. So if I change to the shining one, who allows me to brand a weapon with Holy Wrath, I could potentially have a crossbow of Holy Wrath. So I could have a ranged and a melee weapon, both of Holy Wrath in extended, which is really, really strong. Yeah, I like that actually. Alright, let's go again. Experience. So we're gonna go. There is a way somehow to inverse, but I don't remember how you do it. So we're gonna do everything to crossbows, and our base strength is still too low, so more strength. In which case, so I go to my auto pickup. I'm gonna turn bolts on. May as well start picking them up. And let's see if there's a decent crossbow anywhere. An Arbalest of Velocity. Alright, let's pick that up. Oh boy, it's a +4. I mean, okay, it's not a weapon that's going to last for a long time, because we'd rather upgrade to, say, a triple crossbow or something. But that's pretty good. And I think once I get maces and flails to 20, I'll start training that crossbow. Because I do have, gloves of archery, which is, I think, +5 or +4. +4. It gives you Slay +4 on ranged attacks, which is really, really strong. Having a ranged weapon in the end game in extended is really good too, because it can allow you to hit. Oh, Crystal Sphere. I want to make sure I don't drop it below 102 HP, which is my max Crystal Spear damage. I might have a lot. I got marked again. A lot of AC, but for spells there is no guaranteed reduction. So if you got really unlucky on a spell like Crystal Sphere, you can take max damage regardless of your AC. I mean, that would really suck, but it can happen. I've died to a 100 and something damage Crystal Sphere on a Deep Dwarf with a million AC and then Deep Dwarf damage shaving. I'm gonna go Invis. No. There we go. Some of these guys can see me, but the ugly things can't. There's a Styrian. It's getting a bit crazy. Let's go Finesse as well for double speed attacks. Alright, here we go. You can see Invis. Apparently. Alright, we're good. We need to eat. What did we pick up? Got too many things. I don't know, but I think let's drop some of these extra weapons. Snake Bite, as good as that was, I think I'd rather just use the +9 Great Mace of Draining at this point. And I probably just need one Ring of Protection from Magic, so that gives us some extra slots. Oh right, the thing I picked up is the Arbalest and all the bolts. Right. Got a new gift. We're dying to these guys. Looks like we got gifted a longsword. They can see invis too, so there's no point going invis. They keep random energying me. I just want to get in a good place to fight, like this, so I can get them one at a time. Well, kind of. We got two at a time. It's better than three still. And then we'll heroism and finesse. And that should do it. I was on relatively low HP there, but I wasn't actually afraid that I was going to die. Kind of looked a bit worse than it was. And that longsword that Okawari just gifted us, I don't really care. We're not a sword user. Deep trolls are a bit scary because you count the mages. Not that one though. The ones that cast LRD, because they can cast it on you because you are a statue as a gargoyle, so they can use you as the basis to blow you up. So watch out for those guys. Distant wind. Let's take these guys up. It got locked as we went up. But that was okay. So this is the Desolation of Salt. I don't know, if there's ever a time I was going to do it, it'd probably be now, while I am not streaking. I don't know. They're supposedly also working on making it a full branch, so I don't know, maybe I'll go check it out. This character's pretty strong. Yeah, okay, let's go check it out. That time is now. We have a really strong character. There's Jory. He has Crystal Spear, so he's always dangerous. Like that. What's his max damage? We need to check. We have 108 HP, but we have 13 MR with Spirit Shield, so we have a bit more than it looks like. He can do 90 and 21. which is 111. So we couldn't quite die from one. If we get hit again, we'll have to heal. And or... Ooh, we missed that one. Start blinking away. Got him. We need to be careful, yeah, because that's becoming Titanic. Where am I going? That's not the door. What invisible thing is throwing shards of ice at us? That surely is an ogre mage. Alright. Well, whatever it was, we got it. It's becoming Titanic again. Random energy dust. Let's just go upstairs. It was a Fastibulus? Fastibulus? It's whatever a great sling used to be. Alright, well, let's check it out. This place, we are very strong, but this place can be extremely busted. You can see it has guardian serpents, so you can get enemies blinked on you. There are also iron-brown convokers, and one that is similar to a manticore that barbs you. So you have the potential for really, really insane ones where so you get barbed so you can't move. The guardian serpents blink everything on you. Meanwhile, convokers call in other things from all over the map. These guys have hexes, including agony, which is essentially magic resistant torment. But they can also halve your MR, or they used to be able to. Can they still? Yeah, they can, to reduce your resistance. So they can hit you to halve your MR and then hex you. They're pretty insane. And more guardian serpents. Yeah, this place is nuts. This character is so strong, but and these guys do electric damage, I believe. Yeah, lightning bolts. Yeah, this place is so nuts. We're really, really strong though, so please don't see this and think you should come in, because you probably shouldn't. We don't want a steaming robe. There's good loot, I'll give you that, but much risk. Summon lightning spire. No. As much as I love summoning lightning spire, we don't really need it. I feel like we may as well bring it out though, because that book also had pass wall in it. So if I ever want to learn pass wall, I can just bring it out and throw it outside. Yeah, see look, Guardian Spirit and Convokers. Yeah, see look, I'm dying to this. And I'm extremely busted. And it didn't call anything else in. This place is crazy. If they make this a new branch, well, I don't know where they would put it, but this is going to kill a lot of people. Yeah, okay, well, we've got our MR on. So these guys who are potentially tormenting you at the same time that you're getting blinked on and being held in place by barbs. It's too much synergy. Like, you brought in all the other enemies from other floors like Convokers and Guardian Serpents that have the most synergy with these guys. But when you get it all at once, it's crazy. And then, like this. So we happen to have really high MR, but this guy is doing your torments. Oh, it looks like they have different spell sets. What's Injury Bond? Binds him to... Okay, so he's gonna tank damage. But so some of them have Torment, say, at the same time that you're being shot by electric attacks. and Aralek is a quote-unquote luxury resource. I don't know. That's the Peacekeeper is the manticore one. It can throw barbs at you. Like this. We had a barb guy, a convoker, and another one of these dudes who can protect them all while they're all surrounding you and mighted. Multiple guardian serpents. Yeah, look at this. Can these guys see invis? No, but the guardian serpents can. Like, look at this. What insanity. Oka's starting to gift us bolts now that he's realized that we want to be a crossbow user. We're all mighted. Alright, we need a heroism. What are we trying to pick up? An artifact amulet. Inaccuracy and strength plus 4. I don't think we need more RF. Maybe we do. Alright, let's just drop one of Ice Blast I'm not really going to use now. It's not really necessary. And I don't really like the scatter shot. This book has blink. Let's learn blink. What are these guys? I don't even know what they are. They have Bolt of Cold, Shadow Creatures. Yeah, they have a really strong RN attack, which we are... Look at this. We are quite resistant to RN. But okay, so throw those guys into the mix with all the other crazy stuff. What is this place? MR minus, no. We don't have any C-invis though. Some bad cloak. I guess that's a really poor man's C-invis. Let's drop. We don't need the chunks of flesh. What is in this book? Has regen, but if we go the shining one, which is what I'd probably rather do, we won't be allowed to use it because it's necromancy. Alright, so that was our Desolation of Salt. You can see how potentially busted that place is. I dropped my Holy Wrath. That's not right. I'm gonna drop this book. If you are just a normal character that's not 53 AC at this point in the game and you don't have innate RLEC and you don't have all the RN and the magic resistance we have, here's a triple crossbow. Alright. Okay, so there's our triple crossbow plan to eventually brand that. I guess I'll just drop the Obelisk of Velocity. So if I find a brand weapon scroll, I'll use that on the triple crossbow. Another cloak. Okay, not as good as the +2 one we have. And the invis is still quite useful. It's nothing one ID. No. This is not a great situation because we're kind of surrounded and then the Convoker is going to summon more dudes in. Let's kill him first. And then the mage. Okay, well, we're fine. We are very strong. Another Vampire Knight. I Could swap to my Holy Wrath against him. Yeah, it's really strong. And again, 2 shots him, and it's not even enchanted. Right, I'll put the Holy Wrath on B, because I'm probably not going to use crossbows for a little bit yet. Can do the same. Alright, Bolts 3, not Crypt. We'll go to Crypt later, but not yet. Just hold down our tab button. Should not do that. These are all undead themed, so we'll go our Holy Wrath. I'm hitting this guy while he's doing Injury Mirror. It's probably not wise, but I was not afraid. Hey, enchant weapon. Do the Holy Wrath. That's more important than the Arbalist. Wish I had Summer Sling. We wouldn't be able to cast it. Fireballs. I want to put my Ring of Protection from Fire back on. I put the protection from magic against the Salt guy who could do Agony and all those other things. But now I don't want to be without RF at all. Do not play like this. You locked the other guys out. We still have heroism. Level 23. We have a lot of XP. I guess we've done Desolation of Salt helped. Oh, we also had 2 potions of experience. Yeah, that's probably the main thing actually. That's 2 free levels. Because to be level 23 by this stage of the game is a lot. But it makes sense. More enchant armor. Oh, and more enchant weapon. Let's go Holy Wrath. I am bad. Please do not copy me by holding down your tab button. I shouldn't be doing it, but I kind of know what I'm doing. If you want to live, that's not a great way to live. Right, Volts 4. This will be our last one for the moment. This is really bad. So we've got a Lich next to us as well as a Demonologist. We're going to Heroism. We're going to Finesse for double attacks. And then we're going to switch to Holy Wrath. And then for the Demonologist, it actually wasn't... He didn't summon anything because he was so surrounded by enemies that I don't think he had any room to summon. That's a pretty interesting strat. Fight so many monsters at once that they can't summon. Let's go back and finesse. Okay, I have enough MR to not be paralyzed by him. I expect. I could have checked, but I was not afraid. We got given a quarterstaff. It's not something that I really want, Okuaru. But thank you all the same. I'd like to have a really good artifact. We got marked. Is that a trap? Yeah, it had to have been, because there's no crystal sphere. Okay, and there's a Demonologist, and this time it can summon. So let's leave. summoned an Executioner, which for a very high AC character is not that bad. Because their whole thing is that they do lots of attacks and they haste themselves. But if you have a high AC, those fast attacks don't hurt you too badly. Whoops. So where's my artifact? He's a Deep Dwarf Berserker. We have Holy Wrath, so we should just be able to fight him. Yeah, okay. Where's my artifact? Crystal Plate Armor, please. We want a Crystal Plate Armor with RF, RC, and Slay +6. If you wouldn't mind, Oka. It's not too much to ask, is it? How many bolts do we have? I don't know. I feel like a lot. You get a lot of bolts in vaults. 600. Okay. Because of all the Yaktors. I think unless Okawari gives me some sort of artifact armor, I think I'd like to just hang on for a gold dragon armor for the resistances. That'll be my plan. Okay, that's Vault's Fordham. I could go do Elf, or I could go do Depths. We have enough gold for some of this other stuff. The Scarf. There's a whole bunch of enchant weapons and enchant armors. Man, we could have a really highly enchanted armor. I feel like that stuff, I don't really need any of it now, except maybe the summoning. And we can drop Amnesia. I don't need to carry those around. Let's get this. Yeah, it's not that expensive. Let's get the Scroll Summoning. It's a good panic button. Scroll of Immolation. Actually, why aren't I picking those up? Where's the Immolation? There are quite a few, actually. The closest one to us is here, a couple on D14. And there should be another one. We got 2. And there are 3 in Spider. I feel like the 2 we have for the moment is fine. Alright, let's go do Elf. We have pretty good MR. 3 points. If we get banished, that's not a big deal. We have 22 teleportation and 52 AC. So if we get unlucky and banished with 3 points of MR, we'll still be fine. If I really cared, I'd put another protection from Magic Ring on. Yeah, it might be better than just the +3 evasion. Yeah, okay, I guess it is. Maybe. Alright, we'll be extra magic protected. So, I don't think we can be Abyss now. I think we'll actually have a 0% chance. No, not the helmet. Where's the crystal plate armor? Come on. Okay, so we just got... we just lost a lot of AC because we got armor fits poorly on your... So we lost half our base AC. I guess we want to mutate. Oops. That's really bad for a Gargoyle who relies on their AC. Well, there are only 2 in the game. The problem is if we get say teleportitis, that's even worse. I don't know. This is the new mutation system that encourages you to play with it, but I feel like is when you don't find enough of them, it has the opposite effect. Because if you only have 2 potions in your game, how can you risk it? So I guess we're just losing a lot of AC for the moment. If we find some more mutations, I'll roll one. So a lot of necromancers. Should have Holy Wrath out for the undead dudes. Same thing for these guys. This is a necromancy book. I'm gonna drop this magic resistance cloak. Can always come back if we really want it. Shopping, fine. We don't want to charge down the hole at the Annihilator. Okay. So we took a heavy crystal sphere there. You have to consider that our magic, because of Spirit Shield, is also part of our HP. So we're not below 102 yet. So if we took another full max damage one there, we would have still been okay. In which case I would have blinked up and away. Should just stare dance these guys. Okay, a new ring. Glaive of Freezing. Also fine. Ring of Ice. We have no use for that. And don't really have any point. There's not really any point going into the Hall of Blades. We already have some very good weapons. So it's just risking for no reason. There's a staircase up here. Okay, that's odd. Fair enough. I was wondering if I should cast my heroism before going in, because maybe it was a really scary room. Apparently not. I don't need Wands of Confusion either. They're the same as having paralysis, which is even better. More strength. Once we get our strength to 24, then I don't mind going int. But best to get our potential armor encumbrance covered first. No reason to ever have 3 rings of protection from fire. We're not an octopode. 2 is our max. On to elf 3. Flaming. We should magic map so we don't wander into the chamber. There's a bunch of shops over there. So which one is the chamber? It's gotta be, yeah, it's gotta be this. It's got a few entrances, so we'll X out both sides, or all 3 sides, in fact. Yep, and we'll do the outside first. And we'll discover that there are even more things that we need to buy, maybe. Positive energy. No need. We can drop this other RF. We can come find it if we're in need of fire coming into the late game, as in the extended late game. What have we got? This used to have haste in it, no longer. It has silence though, which is potentially something that I want. It's one way to do tomb. Manual spellcasting, that's a lot of gold. Yeah, I don't think I really want that. These guys can't see invis, so there you go. Handy tip. Maces and flails to 20, so we'll turn that off, and I'm going to turn crossbows on. I'm not going to focus it because I'm not in any particular rush, but I may as well get it going. What's min delay on a triple crossbow? 26, right? So that is the sort of weapon where you could train it to 21 and then use the +5 of Okawaru to get the min delay on it. Reflection really doing work. Even though we don't have a shield, it's still good. Just not as good. Okay. Much like the Blade Master, the Master Archer can't see Invis either. So I'm going to Invis. And then what I could do... Oh, I dropped the other RF ring. Oh, I was just thinking if I wanted to immolate. Well, I want to go finesse for double damage. And then we're probably fine. But this would potentially be a nice place for immolation. I stepped around the corner, so the demonologist, oh wow, wasn't just casting demons at me. We just found Firestarter. Okay, well, talking of immolation, this weapon is so much fun. So it's going to inner flame everything. If you've not seen it before, everything gets in a flame and then they explode. And you become immune to the fire clouds. It's a lot of fun. It's really good though for, say, this stage of the game and for depths. I don't know, it's probably better than the Great Mace of Draining is, because I get a lot more value from all the explosions and fire. And it's just so cool. I think it's worth it just because it's such a sweet weapon to use. We have a new ring. Sea Invis. Okay, let's drop our poor man's Sea Invis that we have here. And we can keep our actual Invis. I gotta be careful that I don't have any summons or anything with this mace, because Okawaru... Ooh, okay, this is really bad. If you hurt your allies, Okawaru gets really angry at you. So if you have summons and you use Firestarter, you get put under penance. Ow. What to do? I guess we finesse. We're being chased by the sorcerer and an elementalist. I think I maybe wanna... I don't need to call for heal wounds. I kinda do. Because we're just being... I'm just gonna teleport. We have 23 teleports. Okay, that worked. The High Elf Priest has Smite and Damnation. So I'm gonna read a Fog. Oops. And then step back so he can't see me. So he's not just gonna sit over there. Smiting me. Alright, we need a heal. Because we're below Annihilator threshold. Okay. Okay, this is really bad. We're below Annihilator threshold and there's a Demonologist. This is the... Yeah, see that was the Crystal Sphere he tried. We're below it again. Can I just acid him? Yep, good. Alright, let's leave. The downside of this mace is that we're causing heaps and heaps of noise. And it's bringing all these elves to us at once. There's a fiend. You need to just go back up. So, we're resistant to Torment, but resistant does not mean immune. So just because you're resistant doesn't mean that you can just let things torment you. Look at us go. Look at our crossbow skill. Okay, it's not actually working. I don't know. I feel like as fun as the fire starter is, I feel like it's not great. Because the other thing as well is while you don't take damage from the flames, you still take damage when the enemy explodes, which because we don't have much HP total, it's very risky. Sorry, one sec. It's bad for you because it means every enemy you're fighting, you're taking little bits of damage when your HP is really precious to you. Because we got trapped into this pretty crappy situation, I'm going finesse as well as heroism to double speed attacks. Teleport trap into the main vault. Always fun. Let's get out. And we'll go back to exploring the outside first. Base armor to 19. That's pretty good. What are you trying to pick up? Okay, we have an artifact chainmail. Plus 7 chainmail. It's got minus MR, so I don't want that. And a new ring. Protection from cold. I'm gonna drop it and turn off all my auto pickup. I can come get it again, going into extended if I need more RC. Between now and then we might find artifact rings that have it, which would be better. Got a new Great Mace. Holy Wrath again. So Oka really does want us to go to the extended game by the look of it. He's trying to help us out. Although I still want my artifact crystal plate mail, please. Crossbows to 8. The Wrath of Trog, which is an artifact axe that makes you go berserk. Dangerous weapon to use. What do we got? Nothing that I really want. At this stage I don't really care about faith. Box of Beasts is pretty good if you end up training evocations. Not very good without. A +1 ring of slaying. So these shops are a bit disappointing. Alright, we can Shift X, Control E to forget our exclusions. And then I think we've... Oh, it's random effects. I think we've cleared most of it already. The number of enemies we fought. Looks like it. This book has nothing we want. I don't really want an artifact scale mail either. And an artifact giant club is not one I can use. Party tricks? Summon butterflies is good. Put it on maybe N or something. I don't know, it's not... Summon butterflies is not one I use often. It's sometimes very good in particular situations when you need to escape. So I don't mind having it on a crazy key like N, because I'm not going to use it much. That's it, that's our elf. Okay. Let's head into depths. We didn't get anything too exciting here. The most exciting thing was Firestarter, and then did you guys just see that? Sniper. It's a +9 heavy crossbow, which I believe is essentially a triple crossbow. Let's see, its base damage is 22, which is the same as a triple crossbow. Yep. Its velocity, so it does extra damage, gives you C invis, but it has infinite accuracy, so it never ever misses. That's really sick. It's always pretty slow to fire, but that's awesome. Sick. So, I guess we don't ever need a holy weapon, because I'd rather use sniper than a holy wrath crossbow. Maybe. Probably. It's really good if you find it in the early game where you're firing like once every 3 turns, but you've got a +9 triple crossbow and it never misses. So you just walk around one-shotting all the enemies. It's quite funny. And you'll notice that I'm at 24 fighting, which you might be thinking, well, with your heroism you get +5 skill, so why are you still training it? Heroism doesn't give you the HP bonus from fighting, so you want to keep training fighting all the way up to 27. Go Holy Wrath against these undead people. Being careful against these guys because they can LRD us as statues. I believe that's how that works. They didn't do it there, but pretty sure that's how it works. Let's get the Raksasha. He's making... there are Raksashas making more copies of more Raksashas. That's insane. Let's get Finesse. What? Okay, I'm just teleporting. This situation is way too crazy. And I have a scroll of requirement that I just noticed. So let's go more armor. Hey, there's our artifact crystal plate armor. A +13 crystal plate armor, or plus regen, minus MR, but I think that's fine. That is crazy. We're 47 armor. We're only getting half of our base armor, so we have 63 AC with only half of our base. So that's pretty nuts. We still have 3 points of MR because I'm still wearing that ring of magic protection, so that's fine. It's pretty nuts. I want to stop flying against a Spriggan Air Mage because they have airstrike, which does extra damage if you're flying. So I'll land. These boggarts are going a bit nuts. Yeah, if the Titanic Slime comes at me, I'm just leaving. Okay, so we're getting trapped in. Maybe this boggart is the one summoning it. Alright, we're digging out here. The summons are just going crazy. No, it wasn't that boggart either. What is happening? I need to get to the boggart. Boggart. And there's another boggart still. Somewhere. There he is. And another one. Let's put our sniper on. And we can't miss. It's happening again. Let's get the boggarts. Can we? Guess we can Try to wand of acid them. This is just silly. Did not work. It's not working. We got one. There we go. It's a bit crazy. Right, we want to fly again. I'm not really that afraid of Nicola because I have inbuilt Arlek. I mean, he's always potentially a bit scary. No, don't want to quit myself at such a time. Although then I did it for the next monster who was more dangerous, so I don't know. Consistency, maybe not my strong point. Let's drop this cold resistant plate. Got to remember that we don't have protection from cold at the moment. Ooh. I really like that tile for that artifact executioner axe. This one looks so awesome. Is it happening again? No, not that time. It's into depths 2. That particular layout can be kind of crazy. If you come down these stairs with all 3 of them together, and there's a bunch of crazy stuff here, and a guardian serpent maybe. It's like there are some big vaults on this level. It's okay. We're pretty insanely strong. Why am I not hitting the boggart? Auto attack, not being clever. We have multiple demonologists. It's not good. And it looks like Hell Sentinel. This guy can get Holy Wrath. And let's go Finesse. I can fight a Hell Sentinel. Pretty sure. I don't know if it's smart, but I can. Okay, well, the demonologist stepped forward, which is good for us. Except it wasn't the right one. Let's go Holy again. Okay, what died? Good. They can... okay, now we need to go. We need to teleport. We've got Fiend. The Hell Sentinels can shoot Damnation, which ignores our AC. It's the... Damnation is the scariest thing in the game for Gargoyles, because it ignores their AC completely. What is hitting me? Let's switch to Sniper. Okay, that's fine. Not so fine, maybe? Great Mace, we got Heroism. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Caco Demon just busting through the wall. Feel yourself wasting away. That's annoying. Let's shoot him from range. He became a Deathstrike. Wasting away is not too bad. Did he get me again? No. Crossbow is very strong. Not that one. Very good against Spriggans and monsters like that that rely on their evasion. because we can't miss. Should be getting the boggart, not the the fire giant. Don't want to get crystal speared. It's a pretty crazy depths for. Who's summoning all these things? They're supposedly summoned. I wonder if one of those monsters had a scroll of summoning. I didn't notice. Seems like it. Yeah, it looks like he had two because he just did it again. Alright, let's not get boggarted. And we're gonna get rack-sashted. We need to leave. Teleport. It's too much stuff. Okay, so we just got Zot trapped into the abyss. That's great. Trap's so awesome. Zot trapped into abyss 4. Alright, well, I think we'll leave that one there. Join me next time where we'll try to escape the abyss and or get our third rune before we were quite ready for it. Oh dear. Traps.